with an insight into the current situation in Egypt. Khairi Abaza, a scholar at Foundation for Defense of Democracies in Washington. Khairi, you just returned from Egypt. Can you tell us what you saw there?
Well, I just returned from Egypt, and the situation there were that the two camps were holding on their position, and none of the two camps was ready to make concessions. And as we have seen yesterday night, the speech of President Morsi, where he refused to make any concessions and offered a dialogue that does not address the core of the issue, that is the constitution itself.
When you were there, could you sort of feel the tension and the images that we're seeing here?
Absolutely. I went to Tahrir Square. I have seen demonstrations not only in Cairo but in other cities. There is a lot of attention given to Cairo and Alexandria, but these demonstrations are nationwide, and Egyptians feel that their revolutions has been hijacked by one political current, that is the Islamists and the religious parties, and they were trying to gain back this revolution. And there was a determination that we could feel in the street. That's why there were two possible outcomes: either a major oppression to quiet these demonstrations, or a major confrontation, if of course a solution is not found between the two parties until they find a compromise on the issue of the constitution.
Now, when you were talking to the locals there, to the people on street level, what were they saying to you? What were they expressing?
Well, the people in the street had a feeling that Morsi became a super president. By trying to curtail the power of the judiciary, this angered a lot of Egyptians. Egyptians are, the court system in Egypt affects so many people, and they have a direct contact with the judiciary. The fact that he turned against the judiciary and increased the power, and then in a few days finished the drafting of the constitution, when all the non-Islamist party withdrew from the Constituent Assembly, this angered Egyptians, and he gave himself power that no other Egyptian president ever had. So they were concerned, and especially that the Muslim Brotherhood has made many promises, and it did not fulfill these promises. It promised to not control the Constituent Assembly, it did control it. It promised not to dominate Parliament, it dominated Parliament. It promised not to file a presidential candidate, it filed a presidential candidate. So there was a feeling that this constitution was another step of a major takeover of all state institutions, and to replace the authoritarian regime of Mubarak by an Islamist authoritarian regime.
So what do you think will happen in a situation where there is such there's so much volatility, I guess?
Yes, well, the two sides, I think we started to see some signs, some encouraging sign on the part of President Morsi. Already they said that they will delay the referendum on the constitution for Egyptians voting abroad. Yet they still maintain that they will go ahead and present the constitution for a referendum. The concern is that there might be the possibilities of rigging this referendum and then using this new constitution to oppress the Egyptian people. So that's why we see so many people in the street, and knowing that this battle is crucial for the future of Egypt. They want a constitution in which all Egyptians are included. But the drafting of this constitution did not include non-Islamists, did not include women, did not include the Coptic Church, and this is a major problem for all Egyptians.
Okay, Khairi, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.